Hi, this is Linda with Talking in American English. I'm not doing a numbered lesson. This is a special video in response to a request from someone who looked at my YouTube and asked a question. They wanted to know about meeting new people when they come to the United States. So I'm here, but I'm not going to be showing myself. I'm just going to be reading the screen so you can take notes on that information. So here we go. I'm responding to this request. This video is not really for beginners necessarily, but beginners can pick up pronunciation and sentence structure and some vocabulary by listening. Basically, this is for advanced students, or at least partially advanced students. Most Americans will smile and maybe say hello as they pass you on the street. They may add, "How are you?" They usually expect hello or hi, "Fine, thanks," and "How are you?" in return, and nothing more. This is courtesy, not an opportunity to make a friend. The more crowded an area is, the less often you will be greeted in this way, especially in large cities. Large cities don't greet at all on the street. However, if you are looking for a friendship, it probably isn't going to happen on the street anyway. Becoming close to someone in America is not usually hard. Most people are open and interested in meeting new people. That doesn't mean everyone is, but most people are. Your accent will reveal that you may be new to the area, and that will be interesting to some people. They may ask you where you are from. It is not a question that should make you uncomfortable. Most people are genuinely interested in other nations and culture. The language barrier and accent can make communication difficult for both them and you, however. If you are a man wanting to meet a woman, remember that even though women in America move about in society freely, even when alone, women will want to keep themselves safe and avoid situations where they may feel threatened. Unwanted advances can get you in trouble. Women don't need permission from their parents or family to date someone. However, family is important. Show respect to parents and family. Most people are not impressed with flattery or flirting from strangers. You need to find a shared interest or activity. That's where you start. So, places to meet people, not bars or restaurants. In spite of what you see in movies, approaching a single man or woman there for a conversation isn't often welcome. If the person is there alone to meet a stranger, I would be suspicious. If you're going to be in America for an extended time, a long time, and want to make friends to hang out with, spend time with, it is best to meet people in an environment that is somewhat public and that gives you an opportunity to spend a short time in conversation. Look for shared interests. Here are some places. If you're a college student, college and university. If you're a student, classmates often will be open to conversation and plans to meet after class. Join a club or other campus organization. Participate in an intramural team, a sport, a study group, or other campus event that interests you. Workplace, if you're working, Attend company mixer events. Most companies will have one. And holiday parties. Invite a coworker to have lunch with you. That's acceptable. Gyms. Sharing exercise experiences with others can lead to conversations, especially while resting and drinking water. Social media and apps. Not my favorite, but it works for some. Just be careful when meeting up with a person you meet this way. They may be a great person, but maybe not. When you finally meet, do so in a public place with many people around. Don't trust the online profile. And some predators can be charming at first. Play it safe. Don't leave together to go to someplace more private. Parties. Accept invitations to birthday parties, housewarming parties, or game nights. And of course, for the first two, you probably need to take a gift. Libraries and other community centers, this is a good choice. They often offer classes like art or dance or even English classes and events like guest speaker presentations. Go to those. Talk to people around you. Churches or other religious organizations, I didn't name them all, there are many. They will welcome you and be excited to meet you. But don't just depend on the main worship time. People come and then they go. There's not a lot of time to talk. Attend small group meetings, special events for age groups, volunteer opportunities, game nights, or maybe join the choir. And many churches have English as a second language classes. Improve your English and make friends there. Community events. Attend parades, fairs, farmers markets, or other events like outdoor movies. These are popular in smaller communities. And holiday festivals. And number 9, just be friendly and helpful and kind to others as you go about your day. Don't be shy. Talk to the people in the line at the grocery store or while sitting in a doctor's waiting room or at the hair salon or barber shop. Ask questions about people's interests, sports, especially local sports, the weather, upcoming events, favorite restaurants, favorite parks or movie theaters, or recent movies. How long the person has lived in this area, what they like about living here, etc. People love to talk about themselves. If a person has a pet with them, talking about the pet is easy. You can tell if a person does not want to talk. In that case, don't force a conversation. Just smile and maybe look down at your phone. How to start a conversation. There's so many different ways. I'm giving one example with a small group meeting, and it's just one of many ways you could do this, but watch for a pattern. The person in blue is the person who is not originally from the United States. The person in black is the American. So Rita says, "Excuse me, is this seat taken?" And Paul says, "No, please have a seat. I'm Paul." Rita says, "Thank you, Paul. My name is Rita." Paul says, "A pleasure to meet you, Rita. This is my first time at one of these meetings. Have you come to these often?" So you're asking a question to get them talking about themselves. Paul says, "Yes, I come most of the time." And Rita says, "What do you like about these game nights?" Paul says, "Well, The people are friendly, and I enjoy the games and conversation. I'm not very good at most of the games, but I still have fun, and the snacks are delicious. Are you good with games? And Rita says, I haven't played this game, but I have often played games with my family and friends. I am pretty good at spades. Walter says, I like that game. Let's suggest it for next week. Now, where the conversation goes from there, who knows? But you started a conversation and you expressed interest in another person and let them talk about themselves. Notice the person with the black ink is talking more. They like to talk about themselves. Other possibilities. Rather than ask to meet yourself, express a need and see if the person will suggest meeting related to that need. Here are some examples. Raymond says, have you lived here long? Charlie says, I moved here 3 years ago to care for my elderly parents. Raymond says, I admire you for that. What is special about living here? Charlie says, the weather is great most of the time. Most people here enjoy sports and spending time outdoors. It is clean, and I feel safe walking outside alone during the day or night. Raymond says, sounds great. I'm sure I will enjoy living here too. What do you suggest for weekend activities besides going to a restaurant or movie? So Charlie says, I love to go fishing. The nearby lake has great fishing. There is a nice golf course on the edge of town. The neighborhood park has tennis and basketball courts, a nice swimming pool, and a lovely garden. I take an oil painting class at the library on Saturdays. The first Monday of every month in the summer and fall, there is a farmer's market next to the town square. What interests you? Raymond answers, fishing sounds fun, but I don't have any fishing equipment. I love to play tennis, but I don't have a tennis partner. Charlie says, why don't you go fishing with me next weekend? I have an extra rod and reel. Make sure you get a fishing license. Now that's a license you have to get for many lakes because they check to see that no one's getting too many fish. And I don't play tennis, but my friend Mike does. Let me get you in touch with him. That means contact with him. Get in touch with him. He would be happy to play tennis. Here's another example. Sue says, we have had a lot of rain the last few days. Is that normal for this time of year? Bill says, we don't usually get this much rain during the season. Sue says, how hot does it get here in the summer? And how cold in the winter? Bill says, the summers are often very hot and dry. Winters don't get very cold. We seldom get snow, but we get more rain then. 5 years ago, though, we got 4 inches of snow. It was quite an exciting time. Gary says, I have seen many people wearing hats and shirts supporting a sports team. Can you tell me about that team? Amy says, oh yes, we love our Tigers. The baseball team won a championship recently, and the football team is often in the playoffs. We have a pretty good soccer team. My nephew is learning to play tennis at school. He wants someday to be on the tennis team. They are very competitive as well. Gary says, then I think I should go to the next sports event. When and where is it played? Amy says, our baseball team will be playing in town on Thursday afternoon at 4 p.m. at Tiger Field. I plan to go myself. I am more familiar with soccer, Gary says. I don't know a lot about baseball. Amy says, why don't you meet me and my friends at gate 4 at 3:45? I will introduce you to my friends and we can explain the game to you. Gary says, I would love to do that. Thank you so much. And another one. Joe says, I am new in town. I was wondering which restaurants are the best here. Gretchen says, I love Mexican food, so I go to Jose's. It has authentic Mexican food that is delicious. My sister prefers Italian, so we go to Luigi's together a lot. It is a little more expensive though. For traditional American food, I like Mama's Kitchen. It is small, but the food has a homemade taste, and the atmosphere is cozy and friendly. There are lots of hamburger places, and they all make good hamburgers. Joe says, I like to eat out, although I usually eat alone since I don't know many people yet. So you prefer Jose's? Gretchen says, yes, Jose's or Mama's Kitchen. My friends are meeting at Jose's this Friday at 6:30 p.m. Want to join us? Do you want to join us? Joe says, sure, I would love that. I would like to get to know more people. Other opening questions for other situations. Your dog is so cute and friendly. May I pet him or her? If you don't know which, say him. Or it. But they love their pets, so they want you to say him or her. And you might start off with, excuse me, I am new in town, and then say this, can you recommend a good doctor or a good dentist or a good hair salon or something else? Or, excuse me, I am new in town. I'm thinking of buying a car. I don't know much about cars here in America. Can you recommend a make and model of a dependable car that is not too expensive? Excuse me, I'm new in town. My car needs some repairs. Can you recommend a reliable and honest automobile repair shop? Who knows which conversation will develop into a friendship? I have moved within Texas many times. In a new place, I pray and ask God to help me meet good and trustworthy people. He has helped me so many times. I hope this helps, and thank you for listening.